Welcome to Ongar, and welcome to Train Simulator Classic. I haven't touched this game in a couple of months, so I thought I might as well revisit it because, well, yes. We are today. Let's on pause. Yeah, we're in Train Sim Classic, and we're going to be taking this little. Well, it's not really that little, is it? Class 117 diesel multiple unit along the Epping Ongar Railway, which is a freeware route slash map, call it whatever you want, from Backdated Trainsim. So the guys who brought you the Virtual District line, East London line, Backdated Goblin lines, and a few others. So yeah, it's going to be a good route, I'm imagining. I know what to expect from these guys. They've produced some pretty good stuff for the game before. So yeah, let's jump on board the train. There isn't really much to do in terms of setup for this one. It's already got the engine on, so don't need to worry about that. Put our headlights on. Might as well open our doors. This is a free roam scenario. I'm just going to be taking it easy. Nothing serious is going to be taking place today, I hope. So yeah, let's firstly just check that the points are correctly set, so we can make our way to the next station, which I believe is... Oh, it's Blake Hall. I believe it's a Blake Hall in West Midlands. Cross City Line. Oh yeah, I must mention we are using the AP sound pack, so you will be hearing lots of nice juicy sounds. This one also has manual gears and the lap brake, so it's going to be a bit interesting to drive. It does sound very nice. But the manual gears should be something interesting to deal with. We won't have to change them whilst we're leaving the station, because it's only a 10 mph limit here. Now please ignore this signal because, yeah, it's a free roam. It doesn't really matter, does it? But I must say it's an older model, but it still looks very nice. Still looks apart, and I've set the destination for special because there aren't actually any Epping Ongar Railway blinds for this North Somerset Railway DLC Class 117. There is a repaint included with this map for the 117, which puts it into a rather nice looking Epping Ongar Railway livery. However, I'm not using it today because the AP sound pack doesn't function with it, and the default sounds, to be pretty honest, are pretty rubbish. So I guess we're going to have to use this chocolate and cream sort of Great Western inspired one. It'd be quite cool to see something like a pannier tank or something like that pulling this. I could imagine that'd be something that happened. Lovely viaduct over a canal by the looks of it, rather wide canal. But yeah, it's not a bad loco. It's the main reason I chose it was because A, I wanted a relaxing drive, and it has the manual gears. Alright. I love the exhaust sound you can hear from this, very realistic. Oh, we should probably change up a gear. We need to watch this yellow sort of dial. If it gets past the sort of yellow point, that's a good time to change gears. And we're speeding. So let's use the lap brake. So these two little dials here are a brake reservoir pressure. And the way the lap brake works is it's not actually a percentage brake, so it's not got notches or anything like that, or steps. It's simply apply, hold, or release, depending on how far you move it. I should probably put this in idle. Gear changer. I do love the hiss when you change gears as well. That's also very realistic. I'd like to give a bit of information about this route actually, because I haven't really talked much about it other than the fact that it's Epping to Ongar, and by Backdated Train Simulator, Backdated Train Sim, whatever they're called. So I must say this is ex-London Underground track. That's the first thing of note, worth noting. But yeah, this is ex-London Underground track, which is odd because A, it's not underground, B, it's single track, and C, where's the fourth rail? So I'd like to explain a bit. This used to be part of the Central line, so a little short extension out to Ongar. It was a shuttle service, and yes, it did have fourth rail, but it's been ripped up now because it's a heritage railway. You can't really run electrified heritage railways, can you? Not in the UK, sadly. But yeah, it used to be London Underground tracks. It was built in, I'd want to say 30s, about 1930s, but as a sort of plan, a bit like the Northern Heights project to encourage housing developments around the area. I'm not sure if you've heard of the Northern Heights, but it was a project in the 30s where they built a load of new tube lines across what's now North London, but what was previously countryside, a bit like here. And it encouraged housing developments and urban sprawl, really. Lots of suburban houses. However, World War II happened before they could actually finish the line of the Northern Heights. So it ended up with loads of greenbelt. And they couldn't build the houses, so there wasn't much point building the tube line because it wouldn't serve many people. Which is why there's the odd little branch at Mill Hill. That odd little shuttle thing. But a similar sort of thing happened here. And they were on about building houses here, but it never actually happened. So they had this little railway that they shortened to shuttle service, and the tube service here eventually closed in 1994, and the tracks were bought by a Heritage Railway group, which is what we're driving on now, the Epping Ongar Railway, and yeah, it brings about up to date. They removed all the third rail stuff and all the London Underground stuff. Not third rail, fourth rail. All the fourth rail and London Underground stuff. Simply because it's not London Underground tracks. And they wanted to go for a more sort of steam, diesel-y orientated heritage railway. Which is why we've got what we have now. You can't actually drive through to this, I don't think, onto London Underground tracks. Because it's blocked off at Epping. So there's a station at Epping Forest. And then if you want to ride this heritage railway, you have to get a little shuttle bus, a reserved bus, from Epping to Epping Forest. But it's still nice here. You can still see the remnants of the old London Underground infrastructure, all these cables. You see these a lot on the open air parts of the tube. Alright, that's 2. This manual transmission is... It takes a lot of getting used to, but once you figure it out, it's quite fun to work with. This break's going to be interesting as well. First station call is Blake Hall. To be honest, that's not a bad stop if you ask me. Let's put it in neutral. Gears and reverser. And I think we should open our doors and get a screenshot of this lovely countryside running beside us. And the rather nice old school station building. How do I get it to look nice? That'll do. I can touch it up in Lightroom and it'll look brilliant. One thing I don't like about this train though is the weird lighting sort of flare effect that Dovetail had. Just unrealistic. Alright, let's get going. Buzz off to our guard. But yeah, it is interesting to see the old sort of London Underground remnants here. And we can do 30 here, so we can probably afford to change up a gear. Maybe up into 3rd or 4th if we're lucky. these sort of first generation DMUs were designed to replace steam trains, so they're not designed to be fast. They're designed to really just keep low capacity branch lines open, and they did that job quite well. However, these sort of units were put on more, I don't know what you call them now, but like faster services. So, for example, the Transpennine services use diesel multiple units like this, which were quite slow and antiquated by the time they were replaced and withdrawn, mainly by Class 158's express sprinters. I just check the points are correctly set. Yes, we can get into North Weald. Wonderful. They don't cope with gradients particularly well either, but they are what they are. They served a function, and they did that function largely well. And I think we should get a screenshot. Let's get it right. That's quite nice. It's got the trees and the greenery. You can sort of see more of the custard and chocolate livery. But yeah, these British Rail sort of diesel multiple units, first generation ones, there was a lot of different designs of them and different specifications. Thank you. But there was a lot of different specifications and designs of these, and one of the ones, the Class 121, survived until 2017 on, I think, the Princess Risborough branch line on the Chiltern Railways. Just doing a little shuttle backwards and forwards, which is quite interesting. These sound like a bus. Honestly, they sound like quite an old bus. Interestingly, the Pacers don't sound like buses. They look like buses. They're pretty much a Leyland National. But they're not a Leyland National in terms of the sound and the engine. 172s sound a bit like buses as well. That's because they've got the ZF Ecolife gearbox, which can be found in a lot of modern buses. So, yeah, that's why they sound like buses. Just trundling merrily along here. Interestingly enough, the Epping Ongar Railway was actually used for a test bed for a lot of London Underground sort of experiments with the rolling stock. So there was a train called the Class, the 1960 tube stock, which was, it laid the track work, pun intended, sorry, it laid the sort of foundations and track work for modern tube trains now, and I do believe they trialled ATO on this route, similar to the system used on the Victoria line. I'm not sure how long that lasted. It was probably only a few years. But no, this was actually the world's first automatic tube line. But yeah, I believe it was a 1960 stock that were fitted with them. They were quite interesting little trains. I do believe there is one of them preserved. Put it in neutral. That's the thing with these, you've got to be careful with what gear you put it in. North Weald Station. What's that, North Weald? I'm pretty sure that there's nothing here. It's rural Essex. There's a small little village with a few houses. Rather suburban houses, typical of this sort of area. It's a bay platform, oddly enough. I'm not sure if this is ever used in service. Presumably by a sort of diesel rail car like the one we're driving today. Let's just double check that the line's available for us. Yeah, it's all set in our favour. Okay. You do notice though when you put it in gear, the engine sound changes. I quite like that. Wait 2 seconds. Transmissions change. Oh, we don't actually need it. Isn't that brilliant? Back at the 20 limit again. Probably only get 2 gear changes out of this. What one are we on? 2. Fantastic. But yeah, we're sort of getting to the more sort of urban area now. Or suburban. That's the word for it. But I am really liking this route. It's just very peaceful, and I can imagine it'd be nice to take a kettle down here. I wonder why the AWS bell didn't go off. We went over a ramp. Oh, maybe it's for the other way. Because there's a bi-directional line, obviously being single track. You've got to get there, but how do you get back? There's not much to do in the cab whilst we wait. Let's just keep our eyes on the line. I do like the little sort of cluttering here. It's the small details that make a route really nice to drive, because I'm not sure if you've ever been on a Heritage Railway in real life, but it is the sort of thing you get to see, like lots of sandbags and stray rails, random sleepers here and there, that sort of thing. So we'll just leave it in a low notch. Where are we at now? We're about halfway through the route. Here's a nice short and pleasant drive. Short but sweet. Again, more clutter, looks really nice. The vegetation, sort of scenery, flora, looks very nice. And purple flowers and all the bushes and shrubs. Trees look good as well. I like it. The track's not bad as well. I think it's the same sort of track scenery sort of set thing that's used on the West Highland line. It's not the AP track pack, but it's still not bad, is it? I must say the run sounds of this are very realistic. These things are quite noisy, particularly when going over jointed track. Because they're based off the Mark 1 design, which is a very old sort of coach design, which was introduced by British Rail. You've got electric multiple units based off that design as well, and just coaches as well. Very few Mark II diesel multiple units, not many. Certainly were some Mark II EMUs. Class 309 I do believe was Mark II based. It looks to be based off Mark II. And then obviously you've got all the Mark III based EMUs, so like 321s, 455s, 318s, 320s, that sort of stuff. And then you've got the PEPs, so prototype electro-pneumatic brake units. So your 314s, 313s, 508s, 315s. There was actually supposed to be a 316, but that never materialised because it was intended for the Vic Pick Tunnel project. However, that never took place. So there's now a gap in the numbering. Brake rub sounds good as well. Not as good as on the 156s though. I love 156 brake rub sounds. Very nice. Coopersdale Halt. I wonder if this was a station that's no more. If we can hold it at this speed, that'd be ideal. Yeah, I wonder what was here. Oh shit, what's this? I think we've reached the end of the line, haven't we? So where's Epping Forest? Have we actually served it already? If we go down here, there's the disused tracks, which should lead to the London Underground. Yeah, we've got London Underground tracks here. On a siding that ends, probably presume for storing 1992 stocks. I'm guessing this is Epping Station. Yeah, it's Epping Station. With the all the London Underground stuff and third rail, fourth rail even. Damn it. And you've got the Heritage Bus service that I was talking about. With actually a rather nice looking, what's this, Fleet Line, I think? I don't know. It looks nice, whatever it is, for Train Simulator. That Route Master looks alright as well. I wonder if there's a horrible looking Plaxton President. Surely got to be one driving around here. Nope. Oh well, I guess that's a good place to summarise this video because I should have stopped, but well, I did, but with emergency braking. I just got too caught up in myself and relaxed. But I do love how it's overgrown here. It's very nice. So yeah, that's... let's summarise the video here. Class 117, lovely drive on the Epping Ongar Railway. I will link the train, the route, the game, all that sort of jazz down in the description or a pinned comment or something like that. Something to that effect. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. If you did enjoy it, do subscribe, like, blah blah blah. And peace out. Thanks for watching.